The Adventure in Bavaria. Into the Bavarian Alps they went, mum, dad, 4 children in a tent. The holiday had a marvellous start, and the children were in great heart. Martin was practising his fencing on imaginary bears. Eva was scaling trees as easily as you climb stairs. Christian was puzzling out scientific workings, so proud, and sweet Eva was running around just being loud. Then suddenly there were mists and storms, and mum and dad became ill in serious forms. No mobiles worked at all, and the children could not help call. So off they went to get rescue, and as they went trouble did brew. A gang of villains set upon them violently. Martin drew his foil fast and silently. "En garde!" shouted he, and with a parry and a thrust he made them flee. Then did disaster strike once more. A landslide had blocked the pass and made them want to roar. What could they do? They could not get through. Esther looked around and saw the only way to escape for the 4 was to climb the cliff, rising sheer and steep behind. She assessed it, worked it out in her quick mind. Out of her rucksack came a rope and 2 rock climbing pegs. She's agile, with strong arms and legs. And off she went up and gave them hope, as she very cleverly with the rock face did cope. She climbed up high. Let the rope down, the others did sigh. They all climbed up so well, helping Eva up. What a tale they had to tell. On the top they found a deserted railway track and followed it to a tunnel dark and black. Peering in, Christian's eyes opened wide as an abandoned train was inside. "Oh, let me get to work on that. I can get it going, that's a fact." Off he went, looking underneath, with a gleam in his eye and a smile that showed his teeth. He fiddled and bumped, he twiddled and thumped, he connected filaments and turned many a wheel. He knew how everything should fit and feel. The train came into life, and he only had to use a penknife. On they got, and off went the train. Bet it was surprised to be moving again. They went ever so far and were shouting hurrah! But then there was a bang and a tremendous clang, and the train came to a stop. This was the end. Their story was a flop. Rescue seemed miles away. They could only hope and pray. They needed to get help to mum and dad, and started to feel so bad. Then, in the distance, they saw a light, and they hoped for rescue with all their might. How could they attract attention? They needed something with that extra dimension. They thought, what do we know that is loud? 'Tis Eva, of course. Of her noise we are proud. They stood her at the front of the train and asked her to shout again and again. She did so and made her very loudest noise without ever losing her poise. The twinkling light turned their way and they all shouted hooray! When the light drew near, they all shed a relieved tear, 'cause it was their English cousin Dan so dear, who was bringing the rescue party so near. A great footballer, he had been playing in Bavaria nearby. They were so thrilled they gave a relieved sigh. He had realised that they were all lost in the storm and did not want them in danger forlorn. So they were able to rescue mum and dad and tell them proudly of the adventures that they had had.